Rolling. Can't Tell Me Nothing podcast. We're back in your life. Shit. Before we start, gonna say something. Mental health is one. Okay. If anything, last week show us mental health is one hell of a slippery slope, and you can rape bitches and get away with it on technicalities.
Oh my gosh, you can't say that.
Basically,
you gotta stop.
Last week was wild.
Are you talking about Bill Cosby?
Well, I mean, between that and the whole Britney Spears, I'm a little lost for words for all the news. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with Britney or do we want to start with Bill Cosby getting off on technicalities?
Let's get Bill out the way.
All right, let's get Bill out the way.
I made a joke about it too.
Oh yeah. Explain that. I keep hearing the pole putting thing. Explain that.
That was something you used to talk about in the show, eating pudding pops and stuff.
Right, and then he explained some other shit about like boys and I don't know. I saw some interview and he was saying some wild shit back then. I was like, ain't nobody questioned him? Did we not question him? Because he was kind of like preaching to the choirs.
Always say outlandish shit. You gotta think about it.
Right.
They lived in a time where you could get away with saying and doing some of the nut shit that you can't really get. I mean, I'm not saying that it's right, but
right.
They lived in a time where you could get away with that bullshit, I guess.
All right. Now let's talk about our criminal justice. How the fuck do we keep letting these rapists, these men who are committing like sexual misconduct and rape and kids and drugging women, and how the hell do they get away with it? It amazed me. My question is are we only seeing the rich one get away with it? Because can a regular person do the same shit and get away with it? Because I don't personally know anybody who like is ever accused of sexual assault or drugging females or I don't know.
Now there's someone that we went to high school with that got accused. I'm not gonna say his name on here.
That's fine. We don't need a name drop.
I'll tell you off.
But there. Is the guy in jail or is he walking free?
Nope.
He's walking free?
Yeah.
So this goes to show that you can spend more time in jail for possession of marijuana than drugging and raping women.
Yeah, I mean, you personally kind of like a couple years late on this. I think society, we've been like decided that the justice system doesn't really, when it comes to women, they kind of,
yeah,
it's almost just as bad as like with certain minorities. Like they don't really protect women,
right?
And I would say they should probably protect women more than certain minorities, but.
Yeah, I mean, which is probably the reason why you see a bunch of fucking men getting all mad when the whole Me Too movement was going on. I never understood the outrages that men went through with the whole Me Too. I'm like, yo, you just you gotta let the movement ride. But a lot of men came out like real defensive. I'm pretty sure those type of dudes are the same dude that are supporting all the rapists walking wild and free right now.
You gotta think about it. A lot of the dudes that was real like defensive of the Me Too movement, that was like against it, they most likely probably have some type of past. Like, think about it. Why would you care? I mean, because I get it. I get the whole Me Too thing. Like, at the same time, not all men. Like, we talked about it before on the podcast, the whole not all men. I get it. But like we said on that one episode earlier, like a long time ago, if this shit don't apply to you, then why are you so defensive?
Why do you need to come out your way? And this shit happens a lot. Like I know Nicole said that she's been drugged before, and it's a very fucking common thing. Like it frustrates me that like certain men have to like stoop to that certain level just to get laid. But and also like for men like Bill Cosby or Chris D'Elia and I guess now James.
That dirty dude.
I
didn't hear about James Franco.
James Franco, but like these dude who has money and shit, they do it on like a bigger scale where it's like multiple women's, and they can get away with it for a set amount of time just because they're famous and just because they got money. So the lawyer is a little fire. So it's frustrating, but for the Bill Cosby thing, I was just a little surprised that there's kind of like mixed reactions. There's definitely the ones that are mad that he's walking free, but then there's some that are kind of like celebrating that he's free. I'm a little confused on the celebrating part. I know like technically he wasn't gonna spend more than like 3 to 7 years, but he got off on 2.5.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
see, I thought he was getting longer than that.
No. I don't even know. That's a long time. A very stretched time frame. 3 to 7. I mean, 3 years, 7 years, huge difference. But he got off before the 3 years, which is the minimum.
I think because I know specifically for me, like when I posted it, I was kind of celebrating, but I just assumed, like, I didn't do the research yet.
Right.
I just assumed that he was innocent. So that's why I was like, oh yeah, they free.
Bro, he is far from innocent, my guy. It's hundreds and thousands of women. You gotta be shitting me, man.
I just seen the article. I didn't really look into it until you had DM'd me on Instagram and said they just letting dudes out now. So I was like, wait, is he really guilty? And I seen it. So what I seen was he basically,
bro, he got
in court on a double jeopardy technicality, pretty much. But
right.
It's because they just used the evidence from the civil suit where he admitted what he did.
Yeah, he admitted drugging the female. But also there's like hundreds of cases that they didn't even go off on that are just like women that like suffer from, the wrath of Bill Cosby wild and out.
No, I never actually looked into it. So it was actually that many cases?
No, it was a lot. It's a lot.
I never actually, like, even when it was happening, I just like looked at I just like when I caught it on the news.
Bro,
that's the only way I heard about it. I didn't really go into depth looking into it. I just thought he was nasty.
There's a doc on his whole shit, and it goes like deep, and like you can possibly say on a scale of like normal or Jeffrey Epstein, he might be worse.
Nah, Jeffrey Epstein's bad.
Whoa, no.
Okay, listen, they're both bad.
They're both bad.
But at least, okay, see, this is gonna sound terrible. See, when you better say at least.
All right, go ahead. Look, watch. Listen. You and the rest of the comments on Shade Room, I don't know, man. A little questionable here.
Let me preface this with they're both horrible people. But I don't think Bill Cosby was it's still bad, but he wasn't targeting minors. Jeffrey Epstein was out here targeting like 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old girls.
Yeah, but
it's still bad though.
With the bill is that he drugged them.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. That's still bad.
So it's like it's a different element, but it's also the same. But then with Bill, I think at the time, I don't want to get this right. At the time, was there any underage? At the time
with Bill Cosby,
with like the ledge, I didn't
think he was any. I don't think with him it was any.
I read up on it, but I don't remember that whole part.
Piece of shit, so let's not. I don't.
Yeah.
I would have compared. Jeffrey Epstein is horrible. Like they're both horrible, but Jeffrey Epstein is like different. He was grooming little girls, before,
right?
Like when they're barely hitting puberty, they don't even know what
and
sex
Bill
is
Clinton
at that point.
And Bill Gates. I mean, you want to throw all of them, man. You can throw all of them.
I'm still waiting for that fucking. I'm waiting for that. I want to see that list. I'm
waiting for fuck, what's her name?
Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever.
Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm waiting for her shit. It's been a long time. She's been a little quiet.
Because I think they got her like.
I don't want her to die.
Isn't she supposed to testify?
She's supposed to. Yeah, I don't know when the date is.
She not gonna let her else
watch she die before that shit happens.
Nah, I need her.
Bro, I guarantee you she will die before she name drop.
I need her
because if she name drop and it happened to be like Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, the guy that owns Victoria's Secret, that's why what's his name? The guy that owned Victoria's Secret. He was like the big dude in the whole doc when you watch Jeffrey. Like he was the guy who was like giving him a lot of money, and it was actually like was getting a shit ton of advice from Jeffrey. That's why he dropped the whole angel shit and going full woke, because he's trying to move the news away from his ass into something different. And so it's a little wild for anybody who works for Victoria's Secret, knowing that he's like not secretly, he's like knowingly super entrenched with the whole Jeffrey Epstein. But yeah, Megan Rapinoe, Nick Jonas' wife, somebody else signed that they also signed for the whole Victoria's Secret relaunch of their whole brand or whatever the case might be. Is it the
same dude? I thought that he stepped down.
No, it's the same guy. He's still on that shit, bro.
Well, I mean,
man.
I mean,
I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin. We hear so many of this story, and then we also want to talk about Chris D'Elia, which is the comedian that got away and now is like walking.
Has he been doing shows and stuff?
Bro, he's been doing his podcast. I was disgusted by his apologies. He didn't even apologize. He just basically went on camera and say, "Yeah, I'm addicted to sex," and didn't apologize.
It wasn't really an apology.
And you know what's worse? Have you seen the show You on Netflix?
Yeah, he got it.
Bro, he played the character.
I was saying that shit was so ironic.
Oh my god!
He played a character that was basically an older comedian hitting on the fucking
underage
high school
females.
Chick. Yeah,
right.
I was like, come on now.
Now looking back,
I was like, you just told on yourself.
Now looking back, because it's wild, because the whole
played
story
that role a little too good.
That's what I'm saying, bro. When me and Nicole watching it, I'm like, yo, this seemed kind of natural. No, like
he was playing.
Hey, he was himself.
I was like, man, he good. I didn't know. I didn't realize Chris D'Elia was a good actor like that.
Man,
and then it was like, oh, he was talking to real girls in real life. I was like, okay, it makes sense now. I see.
Yeah,
he was just practicing.
Bro, he took
see, that's in the
I know.
I'm sorry, but
he showed up. He showed up, and the director is like, "All right, man, just read off the script. Show me when you do." He's like, "Nah, fuck the script. This is my fucking life, bro."
Probably ripped that shit up. He said, "I got this."
Bro, I know how the script go. Let me show you the script,
bro.
Because I'm the one who wrote it.
I mean, okay, so I don't know. Like, I mean, at the same time, even with stuff like this, even if someone does bad stuff like this, I feel like you should be able to have a chance to grow, but
not with like if you on the status of Bill or Jeffrey or
not Jeffrey Epstein. He was doing this for years. He didn't.
Yeah, he can't grow.
Didn't stop doing it until he got arrested. So
the more you want him to grow, the more women he's gonna rape.
I'm talking more about like Chris.
Oh, Chris.
He only really had 5, and then I don't think he's really been doing it anymore since he got caught. I mean, I get it.
We don't know, but
we don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just like hypothetically speaking, but I'm just saying like I feel like no matter what you do, you should get a chance to grow. But I don't think he had enough. Like he was really when it happened. He only disappeared for like 6 months.
Yeah, it was a short.
Like,
it was a short.
Like he should have been like.
We thought he was gone for a longer time.
I thought he should have been gone for maybe a longer time. Like I don't think that's enough time for someone to make a mistake like this and say, "Oh, I learned from my ways." I think you should have to take more time away from, doing like working and stuff.
So how the fuck can we like, man? I need to stop cussing. How can we like help in a way where it's like, is it like, with our votes or whatever the case might be, and how can we spring this like shit around where the criminal justice like take the cases of like sexual assault or drugging female women and beating women up and all this, like how can we take this shit more serious? How can the court system take this shit more serious? Because it seems it's getting fucking out of hand where like we starting to see way too many men get off, man. Like it's ridiculous.
The only way, I personally think that the only way that if we're just talking specifically like assault, sexual assault, anything when it's pertaining to women or minors,
right?
Young women, not even. I won't even get into like young men being assaulted, but if it's just pertaining to women and young women,
right?
I feel like it's gonna take having to get some of these older judges with like,
or like 50 years in under their
these
belt.
Dudes that still have the mindset of the 1860s.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get them dudes. I mean, I think we could do it now, but I don't know, man. It's still too many people that hold position of power that can make stupid ass claims and be like, well, you shouldn't have been dressing like that and shit like that, and you wouldn't have got assaulted or whatever. And I mean, as long as those people are still in office, I feel like it's still gonna be, men are still gonna have a better chance of getting away with harming women.
But it's also on other men, because like for Chris D'Elia,
have to start
like
policing men.
I see fucking comments who were like, "Yo, thank God you're back. Fuck those bitches and blah 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 blah. Like you a free man. Like like we glad to see you back. We got to see you back." I'm like, How do you, and then like with the whole Bill Cosby, there's like, there's people who are outrageous, and then there's people who are like, yo, he was innocent, he was free. Like,
I don't know if he was innocent.
What's that one girl? What's that one lady that like tweeted like saying thank God like justice has prevailed.
For talking about Bill Cosby.
Yeah. It was like she was like a Harvard.
That looks bad.
She was like a Harvard or
should,
something professor.
Come on, man. If you're a woman, you should not be happy that Bill Cosby is free.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, but I like to go through the comments.
I'm telling you,
and
I
the
just
comment
feel like,
says otherwise. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be like, is it because it's just on the Shade Room, so it's like predominantly black page, but they're real supportive. They're real supportive in the comments. That's why I had to DM you, bro, because I was confused. I saw the shit and I was like, all right, let me check the comments. I checked the comments and I was like, all right, 70% seems pretty supportive. So I was like, all right, Engerson, you my guy in this matter. I need answers.
I don't think it's a black thing. Well, Bill Cosby is like a prominent figure in black culture.
Yeah, he is. He's a big name.
I would say it's not a black thing. It's just, a lot of the comments I've seen were black people like, oh yeah, he's out. But at the same time, I feel like people just really haven't like looked into it, because if you go, you have to really go sit down and like read an article about it to see like that, okay, he's still guilty. Because if not, all the little social media like posts and captions and stuff are just gonna say that
it made it seem like
that he got released on a technicality, or like that it was unjust, but he's still guilty.
Or overturned. The term overturn means that like he was proven guilty, therefore they overturned it. But that's not the case. The case is that it was the whole prosecutor and the whole thing with the plead the fifth, and that was removed, so he had to sell the whole thing and blah, blah, blah. It's a long technical. I really don't understand why that's the case, but that happened to be the case.
Yeah, that's all. It's just the wording that it's just the wording that they've been using like in the article headlines. Like, a lot of people, if they see an article on social media, a lot of times people don't really read the article. They just look at the article and then they'll make their opinion off of that. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people just haven't really read the articles.
Real lazy work.
I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't at first either. I just seen it. I was like, okay, he free. Let's look. It was like Bill Cosby. And then I started reading. I was like, oh shit,
that's free. Why I was like, I saw your story too. I was like, I'm not fucking celebrating right now. I was like, hold up a minute. I'm confused. Am I not on the right track now?
It's only been 24 hours, so that shit should be deleted by now.
It's all good.
I really didn't know. I just assumed, like, I just read the same thing. It said overturned, so I'm like, okay, he innocent. And then I read, I was like, oh, he not innocent.
That boy is guilty as charged.
Nah, he's still Bill Cosby. These jokes still gonna fly.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, we can jokes about it, but on a serious term, on a serious matter,
I don't really expect him to really.
He ain't gonna do shit. He gotta stay low. He's trying to sue the court, bro.
I don't think he's gonna really get any deals.
No, supposedly he's gonna try to sue the court for even convicting him in the first place after he spilled the truth.
He that bold? After he already confessed?
Yeah. Supposedly his team thinking about suing the court.
Okay,
on a technicality. I'm literally like, bro, just sit the fuck down. You're free. Let it go. Because they're not going back in trial. This is it.
So, but didn't you say it was like 100 women? They didn't use all 100 women in the trial.
No, they only used a certain amount.
Okay, so what happens if some other women decide to come forward? Can't they still?
Well, I think it will have to be like a whole new case because this case is only set.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know why he would be bold, because if he win that lawsuit, you know what the feds are gonna do?
But it will be hard.
They're gonna go look for some more.
I know, but it will be hard for their case, the other woman, to try to start a criminal investigation. That's why it was hard to start a criminal investigation to begin a criminal trial to begin with. That's why it's a civil. I think it was federal, but it happened to be civil or some shit like that.
Look at R. Kelly.
Is he in jail?
Yeah, he's in jail.
He's in jail, right?
He got tried. He's in prison.
He's in prison?
Yeah, he's not in jail. He's in prison.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with peeing on him.
But no, it was a little girl he peed on, dude. It wasn't.
I'm playing. I said woman. I said woman. Not little girl. Don't pee on little girl. But if that's your kink, that's your kink.
But no, the reason I say
not little girls. By the way, go ahead. Sorry.
The reason I say that is because I think the same thing happened with R. Kelly. I could be wrong, but he got tried before, like I think in the early 2000s, late 90s or
It
whatever.
was like 3 times that he had
he got
like
acquitted.
a big, yeah.
And then they finally charged him this time. So like, if I was Bill Cosby, I would just low key
Hide.
I would take this W and then just, what is he, like 80? I would just try to live out these last 5
Man,
years.
he
I
looked
got.
like he 90 something.
Whatever. I would just try to live out these last 5 years and hope that I could die on the outside and die in prison.
Yo, you know he committed. He's so committed.
Who?
Bill.
So what?
He didn't die in jail. He's like, no, I'm gonna get out this bitch and continue my shit. You know he gonna be on back in his bullshit. You know.
I mean,
he gonna be like.
I did used to watch the Cosby Show when I was younger, but I'm not gonna really like even.
He's a man. Oh, I thought he wasn't gonna last that long.
Even if none of this stuff came out about Bill Cosby, I ain't really checking for him like in the past 5-6 years. Anyways, even before he went to jail, I wasn't checking for him.
Right, but I think his net worth still like. I mean,
because he got the Cosby Show is one of the.
Yeah. What the fuck is his net worth?
It's a lot.
Like, hold up. Because, I mean, I think he's still good.
Obviously, he's not broke. He don't need to work. He'll be all right.
But what?
I don't think he going to get any more, like, really big deals. What is he worth?
400?
400 million?
400?
Yeah.
Oh, man. He going to be back on his bullshit. He going to be back on this bullshit.
You got to remember.
This time with consent.
You got to remember, before this shit happened, he was supposed to be getting like a head job at NBC or somewhere.
Oh no, he ain't getting no job. He good.
Like fam, he's supposed to get like a president job or something.
I didn't hear about that
NBC.
shit.
Let me look it up.
But he ain't getting no more jobs after this. You got me fucked up. If he gets a job, these women's about to come for his head.
I think Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC before this happened.
Oh yeah, I heard something like that. Yeah,
he was trying to buy NBC and own it. No,
he paid.
I don't think he bought it though.
But you know what? This sends a whole lot of message to like other fucking pedo, not pedo, but like other, I guess pedo and like men who are capable of drugging not females, women and like sexually assault them and all that. This sends a message that's like, yo, like, the court system may let you slide. Like it's not a good message. It's like a fucking kid that like know that it can go out and do a bunch of stupid shit, but the parents isn't gonna really like punish the kid. So the kid just go keep doing bullshit.
It's called white privilege.
White privilege.
Outside of Bill Cosby, it's called white privilege. White people get away with shit like this all the time. You don't remember the Stanford swimming dude that was raped the chicks at Stanford and then got 6 months and went back and was still going to school there or whatever? I can't think of bro name.
I don't remember that. I don't remember. Oh, well, now James Franco with the $2 million sue to get his case tossed out. Cause Timber, hold up, give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. So you were saying something, or I was?
Yeah, so I was saying, like, you were saying how it's like almost, you said it was basically like it sets an example that men could kind of get away with sexually assaulting women. I was like, that's been happening because Brock Turner from Stanford, he basically sexually assaulted that girl outside of Stanford, like after a party behind a dumpster. 2 other students that were just cycling at 1 a.m. happened to see it, pinned him down. And they said bro was laughing and everything. And he only got what? I'm going to go to the sentence. He got like maybe 6 months. He was found guilty of 3 felonies. And he was sentenced to 6 months in Santa Clara County Jail and only 3 years of probation. And after 3 months, he got released. So it's like, the worst thing is that he has to permanently register as a sex offender. Yeah.
But there's like, I don't remember what's the number, but there's like a crazy amount of people who had to register as a sex offender. They take sex offender no serious at all because they just walking around I'm a sex offender. And like there's something I saw today on the New York Post where it's like some dude took a woman down and basically like roped at her in fucking broad daylight in the streets. It's been wild, like in New York with all that shit. But I don't know. I mean, that's one case. I don't really want to like pull
have
the
to keep
white
going.
privilege card on
No,
every fucking thing.
I was joking.
You know, but
that's
yeah,
more, it's not.
it's just all
It's white privilege too, but it's just more of a man privilege, like,
right, because a lot of fucking judges are probably dudes, and they're probably like giving all these dudes off because in their mind they're like, oh, it's probably not like that big of a deal. All these accusers are bullshit, and you know how men are. Like, there's a lot of fucking men that are probably like, man, these accusers ain't shit, and da 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 da, and these women are not speaking the truth, and they get all fucking hurt about the whole Me Too movement getting so loud because then it suppresses their power and it removes the power away from men, and men don't fucking like that shit. That's why, like, I think they should just, I don't know. I think some men need to check their ego at the door, get fucking the butt here and there, just to chill out a little bit. I'm playing.
Wait, what did he just? Okay, when I'm editing, I'm gonna see what he said because I didn't hear what he said. If I think he said what I think he said,
no, that was a joke. But that was for the that was a June joke. But never mind, it's July.
All right, so this
is a day removed.
So Britney Spears.
All right, on to Britney. Britney.
I was just watching that, like rewatching it right now.
Right.
That shit made me so mad, man. Like,
what makes you mad the most?
I think the part that made me mad the most was how, like, when she was barely blowing up, like when Baby One More Time and Oops I Did It Again was kind of like big.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
her first
2000s.
like 2-3 singles.
Yeah. They was like basically making it seem like she was selling sex. Even I don't think that was necessarily what she was doing. I mean, no, let me not say that. Obviously, in the music industry, that's no matter what artist you do, they try to sell sex with you. So yes, it happened, but
right, man and woman.
Yeah, I don't get why they singled her out.
Like, I think they singled her out just because, like, she was at the time she was like young, and at that time I don't think we were really, the media hasn't really like seen a lot of young like truly young artists like rise to the occasion as big as Britney, right? I guess like Christina was not like young like that at her age, and so like I think that was the difference. And then also at the time that she came out, the paparazzi and the media, it was starting to build in because it was like the internet bubble started to happen. So before that, you didn't really have the internet, so there wasn't really an outlet where you can post things, and magazine wasn't really like as popping and prominent as when. So Britney, and I'll say Britney, you can put like Paris in the same equation. Like their peak happened to be like peak of like media and paparazzi, and it was like a new thing where it's like, oh my god, like we've never been fed so much content about famous people before. Like we're just trying to consume all of it.
And that's one of the reasons, this is just going on a tangent, but that's one of the reasons I feel like a lot of celebrities got to thank Kanye. Because if it wasn't for a little after this whole Britney Spears thing is when they started, after 2005, 2008, then you get into 2010s, 2011s, that's when they was really like always like the paparazzi was just always in Kanye face. And then it took him having to break a couple motherfuckers' cameras for these motherfuckers to really start like calming down. And they wouldn't be able to do that today anyway, especially like with all these rappers, these motherfuckers, one of these dumbass rappers will pull out a gun and shoot one of these niggas.
But no, even going back to when Britney spazzed out at that one paparazzi where it was like, it was just a guy that like, you know, she's familiar with, and like they kind of have
talking about when it was like late at night.
Yeah. The one paparazzi that's like always there. And then she smacked a car, and then they used that image and like turned it against her. And the paparazzi who took that picture, knew what he was doing. Although he benefited from Britney in so many situations because she was always giving him the time in a day for pictures, which then, you know, that's his whole income.
Yeah, okay, so if you're the paparazzi and you have that type of relationship, then why are you filming her and taking pictures of her, trying to ask her questions when you see she's already going through a mental breakdown and she's outside of the father of her children's house trying to see her kids, and he won't let her, and you know that.
It's money, bro. Like, paparazzi don't give a fuck about these celebrities.
I know, and it's fucking, that's why it's fucked them.
They in it for the money. Yeah, And like it's so fucked up. Like now, like that we're older and we can kind of like look at the situation in a with more knowledge.
Yeah, it was horrible how the paparazzi, how the media treated her.
Right, and as a kid, we didn't really know, so it's like, oh my god, Britney's crazy. Now it's like
she was fucking crazy,
bro. Like, shave your head and look different. Don't look like Britney. Like
she shaved her head because she was hoping that they would leave her alone. I mean, obviously that probably wasn't the smartest decision, but.
I mean, but who are we to tell her is not right or wrong?
I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying, obviously, if you shave your head, that's gonna make them want to get more pictures.
Right.
Like, she was asking them to leave her alone. They didn't do it. At some point, I feel like there has to. I'm pretty sure there's more laws now, but at some point there has to be laws where like the paparazzi can't just constantly harass you, especially if you.
Is there like a
you basically don't consent to the questions, the pictures. You tell them. I don't want to be bothered. Leave me alone. At some point, they have to start leaving you alone.
Yeah, you can't take the law is you can't take pictures of people without their consent. Right, but paparazzi still do that shit.
But it's different when you're a public figure or a public servant.
Is there a fucking law in the book that says if you're a public figure, you have to be?
Because like it seemed like okay, so if we were just outside and I didn't know you and I was filming you and you didn't consent and I put it on something, you can basically like. Take legal action against me. But if I'm outside and I see a police officer doing something, I can film them and they can't really do it. Police officers try to do that bullshit. So
what makes them a public
figure? Because she's a celebrity. She's a celebrity. That's why I said it's sometimes I think because of that rule you can get away with it.
That's fucking stupid.
You're a public figure. You've already seen in public. Everybody knows you. It's not like you're just some random person being recorded. But I get it. It's still stupid. Like, I wouldn't want to be recorded.
But I mean, nowadays, we can just all prompt ourselves as something. So I can just be like, I'm a celebrity.
Well, nowadays,
it's like the guy who says, I'm Korean.
Well, no, stop it.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to talk about that.
Well, I mean, I can.
I know what you don't know.
I can literally consider myself as anything and everything I fucking want. I'm an astronaut, bitch. No, I've been to the moon. Who are you to tell me I ain't been to the moon?
Because you ain't been to the moon. Because I know you haven't. But. Okay, so
well, I mean, if you didn't know me, maybe
I would be like, show me record that you went to the moon.
All right, I'll Photoshop some shit then.
But back on topic, it doesn't really. I feel like it doesn't happen a lot more because now more celebrities just walk around with security guards, and when they walk around with the security guard is gonna push the paparazzi away. And right. The paparazzi can't really do shit.
Yeah, she didn't really have no security guard, huh?
Well, back then, a lot of
stuff. It was only a few.
Back then, celebrities weren't really. She didn't really get security guards until her dad started the conservatorship.
Yeah. Oh, do we want to get there yet? Or are we still on the paparazzi?
No, I wanted to get to the real reason I was mad is like when the whole thing with Justin Timberlake and her, the breakup.
Yeah.
And everybody like the Jay Leno's and David Letterman. Well, I don't know if it was specifically them, but I heard I don't know. All those talk show hosts is basically like.
Bagging on
y'all are grown men and y'all making this young lady. I'm probably a hypocrite. I've probably done bullshit like that too. But y'all are grown men making this young lady feel like
let's say the fact that they did it in public national television makes it worse.
Yeah, like come on now. Like what are y'all doing?
Yeah,
do y'all not have daughters? Do not any of them have daughters or anything?
Right.
Like I feel like that was fucked up because they could have been more like. They could have asked better questions and tried to like not be as disrespectful as they were. And then Justin Timberlake, such a fuck boy, he didn't even try to defend his ex. He just said, fuck it.
Right.
Just let everybody back.
You know what was disgusting was that one interview where I think she was like still very young. And then he asked her about her virginity. I was like, that was
kind of a weird question.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. This is a late night show with the audience and you want to ask her about her fucking virginity?
Yeah, my thing was
like that's wild. And he's like maybe in his 60 or 70 at the time. I'm like, who the fuck are you, man?
It was so contradicting because they would say that all she does is sell sex, but then when she went on the talk shows, that's all they would ask her about is like if she's a virgin and like her virginity and sex and stuff like that. And it's like y'all saying that's the one thing y'all dislike about her, but every time she comes on a talk show, that's all you guys ask her about. You guys don't ask her about music. You guys don't ask her about what new business ventures she's got coming up. Y'all just start asking about shit that doesn't have to do with the music.
Right.
And then they just broke her down, and you could just see it from
And
the
yeah, she
documentary
like
how
started tearing up, right? And
yeah, they were just
like,
breaking her down. Like she was, I'm pretty sure she was like, what were they, like 18, 19 at the time, probably?
yeah, something like that.
Like they were young. Y'all just killing this young girl for no reason. Nobody said shit to Justin. They just let this man seem like the victim.
Hey, no, hey,
And we know what men be
that
doing
man
over
been
there.
sliding off of everything. It's never his fault. It seems like
Not no more. The
I
women be on
mean,
him
he
now.
out here making songs telling people to cry a river, yet nobody making him cry.
Now the women be on him now. He had to
Yeah.
apologize a couple times on social media.
Yeah, with the Janet Jackson thing. I believe in that shit.
That shit too. That's what I'm like.
The whole conspiracy with
just
the
left
Janet
her
Jackson.
out the fucking dry.
I believe that
Justin
shit.
Timberlake an asshole. Fuck
Man.
that nigga. I didn't listen to his music in like a couple months.
Hey, if you tell me otherwise, I believe in conspiracy. The Janet Jackson conspiracy, I believe in it. He did it. He did it. But going back to Britney.
But yeah, let's get to the conservatorship, man.
Okay.
That shit is so stupid to me.
All right. All right. I mean, it's all contributing factor of mental health here, man. I'm telling you, it's a slippery slope when you put the fucking.
It's not
when you use the term.
It's not.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, people. It's not.
No, I'm not saying you're right, but it's not because conservatorships aren't.
Yeah, majority of the time it's
health.
supposed to be good.
No, a conservatorship is supposed to be for fucking. Like if your grandparents was fucking dying.
Yeah.
And someone had to like watch them and take care of their money and their finances and take care of them every day.
But that conservatorship doesn't necessarily mean like you have to be old.
Yes.
It
doesn't mean that, but that's
on a technicality it doesn't have.
No, yes. I mean, no, you're right. It doesn't have to mean that you're old, but it's usually used for situations where someone, maybe they don't have to be old, but like they're probably sick.
Yeah,
they're probably in hospice care and they can't really take care of their
memories
finances
gone and stuff like that. Yeah,
like they can't. They're subjectable. I think is that the right word? They're subjectable to like getting scammed and like fraud and stuff and getting their money taken from them.
Right.
That's what it's used for. It's not used for someone that has a 5150 mental health breakdown, whatever it may be. And this
issue not similar. It's completely different, but you know. There's a root, and the root is that men in power is the root. Mm-hmm. So the dad, he craves the power, and definitely most obviously he craves the money. The what makes me mad is the fact that Britney still, onto this very day, and this. Let's start now, and then we'll kind of work our way back. But she still has to be on birth control. Because, you know, the fact that if she doesn't work, he doesn't make money. And he tried to do whatever it takes for her to consistently work where she doesn't want to work. The whole Vegas residency making 180-something million. She saw none of that. She gets like a couple thousand a month here and there or something like that. He makes a shit ton and he's in control of all that, plus the gross income of the fucking show. So that's fucking gnarly. You're getting the big chunk of the show, and she's not in control of transferring any money or having anything under her fucking name. I don't even think her house is under her name. I don't think anything is under her name. She can't go or leave the house, which is wild. And that's the whole reason why right now it's so like crucial, is because it's the first time in a very, very long time that she came out and spoke about the conservatorship. Prior to this whole thing was started by fans. Like it was like fans just like analyzing her pose and realizing the little details within her pose and trying to like, hey, Britney, like wink or move your eye to the left if you need to be free, and you know, raise a hand if you need some help type of shit, you know. So it's wild that it took this long for her to come out and, you know, tell her truth that the dad has been, you know, scheming her for decades.
Well, that's the whole thing about the conservatorship. When you're the conservatee, the people who are watching over you basically have control over who can see you, what you can do, what you like. Okay, so I'm gonna look at what Iggy Azalea said. So she tweeted this yesterday, or on the 30th, when the thing when the hearing ended and they said that they didn't remove the conservatorship.
Right.
And basically she had an NDA because she did a song with Britney Spears in 2015. So Iggy basically said that I saw her restricted from even the most bizarre and trivial things, like how many sodas she was allowed to drink.
Yeah. No, it's down to the fucking T. Like down to the T.
It's ridiculous, but it makes no sense. If she's able to make music and able to go on tours and be in TV shows and all this shit, why does someone still have to watch over her? She's able to make do all these things on her own.
Because once she was medically the word just like flew out of my head. Medically confirmed that she like is suffering through, X amount of like stuff that she was going through. The dad was able to come in and use those against her. Mm-hmm. And so now he can hold that shit for the rest of her life. If this things doesn't go her way, it's because once you're diagnosed with those things, that shit don't go away. But the fact that like the reason why I hate that shit and I hate when people pull those cards is because yes, it can work against you, but also is a form of excuse, and it can work against you in a way where right now it's working against her because the dad can use that like, hey, like you're not fucking right, like you by you saying you're right, like you're crazy because like you're not diagnosed as a normal person. You don't have a normal condition. Yeah, so he can pull this shit over her head all day, every day. And I know I'll finish right now. And I know like, me and you are coming at it the same, like what the fuck, like it shouldn't be this long, da da da. But on a technicality, this shit can be for the rest of her life.
No, well technically right now it's a permanent one until she can get it overturned, which one of the lawyers in the doc was saying that's actually kind of hard to do. But my thing is, I don't get why. So when they first did the conservatorship, Brittany specifically said when she talked to the one lawyer, she said, "I don't want my dad to be the lawyer, be the conservator. I want it to be a like outside person, outside entity." The judge denied it, hired some lawyer, and they ended up making the dad the conservator. But what I want to know is what other person in the music business that's touring, getting residencies, one of the highest selling residencies in Vegas, performing on TV shows, doing all acting, doing all this shit is 5150. Like that's still like mentally. If you whether you have schizophrenia,
like they gotta be going through some shit. You're trying to say
like okay. No, I'm talking about where they're like diagnosed to where like they're like, I guess at the peak of the bad part of whatever mental health episode they're going through, whether it's schizophrenia, depression, bipolar, whatever disorder, whatever you want it to be.
Right.
What person is able to do all these things and make albums and go on tour and still be like, if you're crazy like schizophrenia, there's no way you're gonna be able to do all this. It's impossible.
It's
impossible.
Well, okay.
Because if you have an episode, you can be running around. Okay, but you can be like doing some nut shit.
Well, with the doc, I think how it really like tumbling down to the point where she like lost all control was that they used her kids against her.
I hated that. No, I hate it, especially when she was first being a mom and everything she did. They was trying to say, "Oh, is she an unfit mother?"
Right.
Like, God, women are so stupid sometimes. Like,
wait, did you say women are?
Yes.
Explain yourself.
Because all these people, including women, that's saying Britney Spears are an unfit mother, are a goddamn lie. If they ain't never carried their kids and almost trip and fell while holding a water bottle, almost fell down the stairs carrying their kids, let their kids fucking roll off the bed. It's bullshit if you say you haven't as a parent, because it happens. I have a kid, I know. Right. I could be looking at when she was younger, I could be looking at her and turn my back for 2 seconds and she roll off the bed.
Right.
It happens. Like, if you're to say that it's an unfit mother, the only thing I thought was maybe questionable was when she was driving with the kid in the driver's seat with her. But she had a good excuse. The paparazzi was all in her car. Her kid was crying, and they're banging on the windows, which they shouldn't be doing.
Everything she did and everything you saw in that documentary, there was an explanation as to why she did it.
Yes, and when you hear the explanation, it doesn't make her seem crazy at all.
No.
It makes her seem like she just really didn't want to be bothered with paparazzi and they were harassing
her. But the conspiracy is that I believe in this whole time is the dad and the judge got some little shit underneath the table. Yes. Which is the reason why Britney wanted to sue California, and another reason why I hate California, because California got some dirty scheming motherfucker in the system.
What they need
California
to do
is grimy. And I'm pretty sure the dad's paying off the judge. The dad's paying off the doctors, wrote the notes. The dad stepped in and did a lot of shady shit.
You're not paying off the doctors.
Huh?
I can see the judge. He's not paying off the doctors.
All right. Well, the judge and him.
You know how hard it is to pay off doctors? Like, because doctors, like, if this comes out that he was, like, the judge would probably get in trouble. I don't really want to say on air, but you can pay doctors. Yeah, and if it comes out that they're getting paid, you going to prison and you losing your license.
There's a lot of people who paying doctor for, stuff.
Yeah, I know the COVID test. I'm not talking about
not COVID test.
They are too. They're doing that too.
Okay, I'm not talking about that, but like paying off to win some court shit. Accidents and.
Okay, but something like this, you would. Well, even with that, that's still risky. A lot of. I mean, yeah, you could.
Right, but I mean, once you're pulling in her income, you got a lot of money to cover it now. And at the time, she was going through a lot. I don't think she can manage and fully like look at everything with a magnifying glass and like picking it out because she's just going through a lot, which rightfully so. Like everybody around her put her through some shit. And also another thing that's like frustrating is that everybody who's around her has to sign a fucking NDA. So this whole time, nobody went out and said anything.
Well, Iggy did. Iggy Azalea was the first person.
Now, but I'm saying, like, what happened the last 8 years? Nobody said anything. Well, not even her. Okay, not even Britney.
Well, you have to think about it. Iggy said
not even the sister.
No. Well, Jamie Lynn can't say nothing because she probably got an NDA too.
That's what I'm saying.
The dad's fucking crazy. He's been big. Here's the thing.
If I was a sibling, I'm like, fuck the NDA. I gotta spill some truth, man.
Here's the thing. Even Iggy said it. She said the whole point of the NDA is supposed to be to protect Britney. So like, let's say if someone was working with Britney and she did like have an actual episode and go crazy, that they wouldn't just be going around telling people what happened.
Right.
But Iggy said, but in reality, the NDA was just protecting her dad because he was basically just controlling her, telling her what she can eat, when she can eat, shit like that. Like even the basic things he was controlling.
Bro, I don't wish death upon nobody, but
don't do that.
But
don't do that.
That man need to be gone.
What needs to happen is they need to.
I'm sorry, I'm going to hell anyways. So what the fuck does I matter?
The same thing with that happened with Meek with his case. They're gonna have to get a new judge.
Yeah,
this judge obviously.
All right, how do you get a new judge? You got to request one, right?
You have to file an appeal, I think, to get a new judge, and it might take a couple appeals, but I think
I don't know.
I think in this day,
it's gonna be hard. CP3 been getting the same referee or fucking him over, and that's basketball.
I think in this climate, Britney Spears would be able to get a new judge eventually.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time though. I think for this shit to follow through and for it to
this documentary really exposed a lot to me.
Yeah, but this documentary came out a long time ago, bro. You have to understand, like this doc was. Like I think a year or almost 2 now, and like
that's like a year.
Yeah, but it's been a long time, and now she finally came out and spoke her truth, and she's able to go. I think she's on vacation in Hawaii.
But that's why
and a little bit more free with the things that she can say, but for her to strip that conservatorship away from the dad, I think like on a technicality law, 3 years. Kevin Federline got to step in and do some. I don't know if he can do some, but I mean I think they got a cordial relationship because they do have kids together.
Well, Kevin Federline a fucking bum.
Yeah, he
was mooch off of her.
Yeah, but
nigga's a rapper. That's when I googled his name. It said American rapper. What music is this motherfucker made? You know, fucking rapper.
He's not a rapper. Are you sure? It's not Wikipedia. I ain't listening to Wikipedia.
No, I just went on Google. I'm scrolling through, but it says he got music, man. I mean, it says he's been acting too, but this nigga was in You Got Served. Was he really?
Yeah, he was.
Kevin Federline was in You Got Served?
Bro, he was a little popping back then.
Hold on,
where he got a little chunky and
no wait,
dad bod.
Hold on, now I gotta see. Now I gotta see specifically who the fuck Kevin Federline was, and You Got Served. What character he was?
Bro, he
better not been one of the motherfucking dancers, and he better not have been the main one.
Bro, I think he was.
Nah, the fuck he wasn't.
I think he was.
Nah, where is he at?
Bro, I think he was.
Oh no, he was just he was in he was just like a backup well, not a backup dancer, but he was just like a backup dancer on one of the crews. He wasn't one of the main characters.
I mean, he wasn't the shit back then, but he had a name to him. Like it wasn't like he was.
Nobody knew who Kevin Federline was until he started fucking with Britney Spears.
I mean, nobody really know anybody until they were around Britney. She was the biggest thing, and also I think a lot of female. Oh, besides Justin, a lot of female artists now gotta thank her. Especially her and I think Paris for going through all their shit for them to be not as scrutinized and as like, like Cardi, like wild. Imagine Cardi back in the 2006. Fuck.
Well, back in 2006, if she was of age, she was stripping. So I don't think she would have cared anyways.
I know, but that's on a bigger scale. Like stripping's one thing, but like on a bigger scale, bro, like. You getting scrutinized like up the ass here nowadays, like Cardi, Megan, other females artists in the game, like, or like a Dua Lipa or whatever the case, like they're not getting scrutinized as much for the type of shit that they wear going on stage or whatever, and unless the only person that it's like when them conservative motherfuckers heading in the corner.
If we're going to that, I wouldn't say it was Britney Spears. That's more like Nicki Minaj and Lady Gaga. That kind of they used to wear.
But Britney was before them.
But that's the thing about Britney. People like she never really was like showing her ass. Like she would wear like she was never wearing like revealing clothing. She wasn't walking with one pieces with her ass out. But it's like she would have on jeans and like a shirt when she's in. I know, but like leather chaps or something.
But it's the progression of it all. Like you gotta start. You gotta start somewhere. Over time, the clothes started getting thinner and thinner, and less and less.
No, I get so.
I mean, she definitely like was a big part of like the whole woman movement.
Because she for sure took a lot.
She took so much heat for people,
especially when it comes to like I guess if you look more into like when it comes to like people scrutinizing women now when they're moms and they're famous, like how they do with Cardi B. It's a couple other famous moms. Like Britney took all that because. They need like she was and people don't understand. Men really don't understand. And men won't understand it until fuck that. Even some men who have fucking wives and kids don't understand. But you don't really understand what women go through after a baby, like with the postpartum depression, until you see it firsthand.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, so
bro, that's probably bad.
On top of her going through that, and then the media just killing her, saying she's a bad mom. Like I would think
it's like months of recovery.
I would think if any woman is going through postpartum depression. And there's just thousands of people telling her that she's a bad mother. I would think anyone would probably have a mental breakdown and probably like in the same way that she had. Maybe not shave their head, but they would probably I'd probably be like the same level. And I'm not saying like women are weak, but if you're in that moment where you're going through postpartum depression, it's just come on now. Like, what can you expect? You're already depressed, and then you're already depressed, and you're just doing. And now you're getting all this other shit thrown on top of you, the criticism from everybody. All that's going to do is just send you deeper and deeper and deeper into that depression.
Right.
And thank God she didn't, but what if she would have killed herself?
I thought, didn't she have a moment? Oh, no, that's...
No.
That's
that was the 5150 episode. Yeah. She didn't commit... She wasn't like on suicide watch or something.
I mixed her up with Demi for a second.
But I don't know the statistics, but... It's not a big amount, but there's a percentage of mothers who go through postpartum depression and commit suicide. So, like, what if she would have...
Right.
We wouldn't be talking... We would be looking at this whole documentary completely different.
Right. Yeah, no, it could have ended up worse, but...
Exactly. Thank God she
I wanted to say something to get off my chest, but it had to do something with... Cardi B. Oh, okay. No, not in a bad way.
I was just saying because that was random. That's why.
Oh, because we brought up her name and stuff like that. But I'm getting a little fucking annoyed with like anytime when Cardi come out and performs or something like that, or Megan in a video or something like that, or any other like female singer or whatever the case might be, and like they wearing little slutty clothes and dancing and all that, and then you hear the fucking conservative people come out and start bashing it and be like, well, you doing this with my kids, like my kids shouldn't be able to. And I'm like, yo, Don't let them watch it then. Like, and why are you bagging? They bagging on Cardi because she's just out there dancing and having fun. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's a fucking performance. It's entertainment. Like,
my thing is,
yeah, if you don't fuck with the entertainment, don't watch the entertainment and then go ahead. But now you watching the entertainment and like you getting mad about the fucking entertainment and like. And you talk, and you like, it bugs me. It bugs me.
The thing is, kids are so impressionable, so whatever they see, they're gonna try to imitate. So my thing is, if you see fucking Cardi and Meg on stage singing about they WAP, and you hear the song on the radio, actually, as a matter of fact, no, let's go deeper. When I be in the car with my child, I mean, there might be a little time.
You putting the gospel.
No, I'm not putting no fucking gospel on. Like, sometimes I'll play like rap or like R&B, but I'll have it low. But if I'm playing music and I'm playing it loud, guess what the fuck I'm playing? Old McFucking Donald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O, nigga.
Yeah. What
the fuck is wrong with parents? Why the fuck are you playing WAP around your kid?
Right.
Why are you listening to the radio? Like, why are you mad?
They kind of, and the conservative act like they can like, they're like, they've been feeding it. It's like, no, like it was on BET or it was on MTV or it was like, you could have watched any other channel.
The thing is adults feel like they so entitled that even with their kids, like, put fucking Coco Melon on in the car. Put Radio Disney on. Put PBS Kids Radio on.
And another thing is, like, if you don't fuck with the music to begin with, like, that's another thing. Like, if you don't listen to rap, what the fuck do you gotta criticize for? Yeah. I criticize rap because I listen to rap music, but I criticize on a different level.
Yeah, but
not that.
Why are you listening to Power 106 in the car with your 6-year-old kid?
Exactly.
Anyways, I tell my girl all the time, like, it got bad one time because that one Doja Cat album, it was this one song with Gucci Mane on there.
I haven't really heard any of her music.
Anyways, it don't matter. But it's just one song with Gucci Mane on her, not her recent album, but her last album.
Right.
And whenever it would come on, when my girl would play music in the house, my fucking daughter would start singing the first lyrics. I'm like, and then it got to the point. I'm like,
say? Oh, she got like some dirty.
The very I think the beginning is it's just like that's my shit something. So she would start getting ready to sing that. So it got to a point. I told my girl, I said, stop playing this shit around her. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, you don't see me playing fucking niggas talking about drug dealing and fucking bitches around her. So why are you playing fucking Doja Cat and Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion and all these bitches talking about all these women?
Ariana Grande on
no,
that bitch.
Turn that shit off too. Ariana Grande be talking about her pussy too.
Oh yeah, that's
no.
Right,
play fucking Coco Melon.
Adele.
No,
Adele.
Don't play no fuck. No, don't play
put her in a sad mental state.
No.
She don't know what love really is.
Play fucking kids music around your kids if you don't want them to hear this bullshit.
Right. K-pop. That's the way to go.
No, don't even play. No, play kids music. I'm talking about.
I don't know what kids music is.
Out on the wall, nigga. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Play that shit.
Oh my god.
You can't get mad at rappers.
At what age is it okay?
Whenever you decide to have the sex talk with your children. And you feel that your children are responsible enough to listen to music and not act it out. And that depends on your parenting. If you're not a good enough parent to trust your kid.
At what age do you feel would you feel comfortable?
Well, with my daughter listening to this music? When she's old
or the sex talk or whatever the case might be.
Obviously, the sex talk wouldn't be until...
Maybe like
16,
17. I mean... She's a girl, so it's different. A boy, you can kind of ease it in.
No, I would treat her the same way I would treat a boy. I mean, I had sex. I lost my virginity at 16, so I would probably give her that talk around 14 because, you know, women are mature.
Oh, damn, that's earlier than I said.
I'm not saying that I want her to have sex at 14, but I would.
Just the knowledge of it.
I'm a kid. I mean, I was a kid. I'm only 25. I wasn't 14 only 11 years ago. I know what the fucking little ass girls and little ass boys be doing at that age. So I'm not just, I would rather her be informed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be that strict dad and fucking lock her in the house, but you can't have no boyfriend.
No, that would actually result in the opposite way. Like,
yeah, I would rather her be informed, and if she does decide to have sex at that time, make the right decisions. But pertaining to music, I guess 8 or 9. I wouldn't really care when she started listening to music because I would tell her, like, if I'm listening to her, I'd be like, this is just music. You don't. Same thing like when I grew up and I was playing video games, my dad would tell me, like when I'm 8 or 9 playing GTA, this is a video game. Don't go do no dumb shit. Don't go out thinking that you could shoot people.
Telling me you ain't drove like you in GTA?
I want to sometimes, and I have to think like this is real life. If I can't just hit somebody's car and
Luis drive like he in a game all the time. Oh, actually, I don't know who's worse, him or Henry.
Nah, Henry's worse.
Yeah, Every time I'm in the car with Henry, my heart just kind of like ends up on my feet, and I gotta pick it up when the car stops and put it right back here. But anyways,
But yeah, man, like you can't get mad at rappers and singers for making music, even if they making music about their pussy, because
right.
why the fuck are you letting your little kid listen to that? There's so
Right.
many.
There's
Like,
so many other artists and so many other genres. Like you can literally pick like 100 different other genres.
yeah, even if they don't want to listen to kids' music, like you said, well, Adele's a little too sad. Maybe there's, but I mean,
Hey,
even
ain't
like,
nothing wrong with Adele.
but okay, no,
Ed
I'm not saying
Sheeran.
that.
Ed Sheeran.
Like Ed
No.
Sheeran, Adele,
Bruno
like,
Mars.
Bruno Mars.
You can't go wrong with Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars, he kind of has innuendos of sex.
Not the new albums. The old album is all lovey dovey.
Nigga, and Gorilla talk about doing coke, and it's talking about having sex like
When the
gorillas.
fuck did he say he wanted to do coke?
On Unorthodox Jukebox, the
That's
song
a
Gorilla.
recent album. I'm talking about like
I want to
the
be a
Hooligans
billionaire.
one. Yeah.
Oh, this.
Or
nigga.
lazy. Or
This
well,
nigga talking
1,
about
2, 3. You can always count on me.
Oh, that's my shit.
Yeah. See that album?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
like shit like that. If you want to, like, but you can't get mad at what you hear on the radio when every single car has Bluetooth and you can choose what you want to play from your phone.
Exactly. And you can also like if you're afraid of your kid like, you know, going through the web, you can monetize like what your internet is allowing the kid to do and what it doesn't allow the kid, the TV. You can monetize all that shit. But to talk shit about Cardi for going up there and putting on performance, like, and talking about religion, putting religion into the whole thing and saying like this is not what God would like to see. Well, who are you to say what God would like to see?
I almost said some crazy
shit. Who knows? Jesus was probably buck wild back then.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It was back in the days. They was fucking it with no condoms.
Anyway, it's cause the whole thing is because parents are lazy. Parents think that, and at the end of the day, if you're a parent, you're supposed to be your kid's role model. You shouldn't be looking for celebrities, rappers, actors, basketball players, singers, politicians. You shouldn't be looking for anybody to be your kid's role model but you.
Yeah.
You should want your kids. I mean, yeah, it's cool if your kids want to grow up and be a basketball player or be a singer or whatever. They should be. You should still let your kids dream. Whatever they want to do, you should always support it. But you should be doing your job as a parent and showing your kids the right way and the right from wrong to where when they grow up, they be like, I want to be like my dad. I want to be like my mom.
Right. Anyways, but tying back to the parents, yes. Jamie Spears. Yeah, it's time to step up and be a parent and not be a fucking
step down. Stop being a dick.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, could we sign a petition? Change.org, start something really? I mean, I'm always on there. I don't see a petition for Free Britney. It's just a hashtag. If they can,
I don't think a petition.
I don't know. I don't think it would work. I'm just trying to name anything right now at this point.
She has to prove that she doesn't need a conservatorship, and I don't know what she's.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
I feel like
it's tough.
They need to get a new judge on there because it's obviously something between that judge and the dad.
Right,
like you said.
She needs to probably get a different lawyer. I mean, this one ain't really working so far.
It's
Maybe
not the lawyers. It's not the lawyer because the lawyers are doing their job. You can't really do shit if the judge is just saying because the judge granted her wish of putting somebody else, like it's a co-conservatorship now, but she
doesn't want to remove the dad. Yeah,
remove the dad. So obviously it's something.
Man, he need to watch the doc. I mean, after he watched the doc, maybe he'll change his mind. And then he needs to start taking payment from Jamie Spears because Jamie Spears is paying him under the table a whole lot. Anyways,
but Jamie Spears is a piece of shit anyway. He wasn't even in his daughter's life like that, and then he
he just popped out of nowhere. I'm the father. What the fuck? Where was you? The first 30 minutes of the documentary, we didn't even know who you were.
The only thing I knew in the first 10 minutes is that he had like 3 business ventures he was doing when Britney was still kid, like 10 or 11.
And he failed that shit.
He went bankrupt, and then he was in rehab for alcoholism, and then you never heard about him fucking again until she fucking lost her mind.
What a sore loser. Man, if you a real man, get your own bread, not your daughter bread. All right, man. That's it. Can't Tell Me Nothing podcast. There was a lot of Can't Tell Me Nothing content today because we was real stern on our stands. But yeah,
free Britney, man.
Yeah,
I'm not even Britney Spears fan like that. But
hey, I fuck with her music. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't even care about the music. It's more that she's a human. She should be able to fucking
right. Hey, yeah, free Britney. But if you do see her perform, don't show up because that's a form of like protesting against Jamie because the money goes to him. He gets the gross income. She don't get none of that shit. The whole residency, she didn't get none of that. Like, well, I mean, she got it, but like she can't control her money. So
she can't really spend it.
Yeah, she can't really spend it. She can't. So like, if there's another residential where she's performing, like, and she's still technically under the conservatorship, you just making Jamie money. That's all you doing. So yeah, I don't know.
Yes, as sad as that sounds, we probably got to start.
Yeah, you can't show up to the. Don't show up. Don't pay. Don't like. It's a form of not paying them. But yeah. All right, we out.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.